Good morning, Mackie. Okay, this should have gone home with everyone yesterday or today. It is a competition, an art competition. If you remember last year we had an art competition for our yearbook, we're doing it again this year. So we're calling all artists and creative students. Houses have come to Mackie, so we have our 4 houses. Get your creative juices flowing and create a picture that we can use on the cover of this year's yearbook. All pictures have to represent each house. That means they either have to have the animal or the crest or something from each house. They have to have Mackie Elementary written on it and make sure it's written nicely. They have to have the years 2019, 2020 on it. It has to be drawn and colored. So make sure that you do that. And then it also has to be on 8.5 by 11, which is this size paper. If you need one, just let me know and I'll give you one, or let your teacher know. She'll give you one. All pictures are due to me by November the 8th. Okay, so you're going to have almost a month to get this together. So please make sure that you are working on it. Also, I gave it to Miss Landry so she can work on them in art. So teachers, if you'll make sure your students get this, and I cannot wait to see it. The winner, first place, gets a free yearbook. Okay, that's a $15 value or $12 value, however much the yearbooks are. So that's a big deal. So you get a free yearbook if yours gets chosen as the cover of our yearbook. So get creative. Everything, all the rules and everything are on here. So make sure that you read it. And if, like I said, if you need paper, let me know. Okay, what's next?
For lunch today, we are having wild card hamburger. Oh wait.
It's okay.
Cheesy garlic bread, chicken tenders, and deli sandwich.
And for weather today, it's 72 for the high and 53 for the low, and it's partly cloudy. And for our moon phases today, it's a waning gibbous, visible for 94%, age of 17.18 days.
For news today, all library helper forms are due to Mrs. Bottoms tomorrow.
Please make sure I have them. Oh, let me add to that. Just because you turn one in does not mean you're a library helper. I'm only going to be choosing like 6 or 7 people to be library helpers. So get it to me. Make sure time is circled. Make sure you fill it out. And make sure your teacher signs it. Tomorrow I need them. Okay, go ahead.
The first 9 weeks ended on Friday. Report cards are not be printed. Your parents will have to go onto Skyward to view your report card.
If they have any issues, tell them to let your teachers know.
Teachers, make sure you send the note home to parents that the office sent you. This week is fall conferences. Make sure your parents meet with your teachers.
That's right.
Today's
Why Wednesday?
Why did it get cooler in the fall?
Why?
The changes start with the sun and the earth orbit around. Often people think the temperature get cooler at autumn because the earth moves farther from the sun. But this is not true. What actually changes is not the distance to the earth of the sun, but the angle of the sun's ray of the earth. In our summer, the sun shines more directly on top of the half of the earth of the northern hemisphere. That's when we see long, warm days. In our winter, the sun shines more directly at the bottom half of the earth, or south hemisphere. With less and less direct sunlight on top of half, the days here we get shorter and the temperature gets colder as winter nears.
Okay.
Those short days and cooler temperature act as a signal to the trees and planets around us to get ready for winter.
Ooh, my favorite is fall. So we don't get further from the sun. It just tilts another way.
And then the sunrise.
So if that was the sun, if the speaker's the sun, in the summertime it's here and it's hot. And then it just starts doing this more.
And then it'll be colder.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so there you go.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay, chapter 11. What's a Winslow? One morning when the snow lay deep and white on the ground and the sun shone overhead, Louie wrapped Winslow in a blanket and took him outside, settling on the front porch. Winslow became alert, turning his small head this way and that, eyes blinking against the bright light. He put his narrow face up to Louie's and nibbled at his scarf. "Meh, meh," he murmured. "Meh, meh, meh." It made Louie laugh. It was the first time the donkey had managed that sound. Up until then, his whimpers had always sounded like, "Please, please." Do you think you're a lamb, Winslow? Are you going by like one? You're supposed to say, hee-haw. Winslow chomped on Louie's scarf, pulling strands loose. Louie was rubbing his face against Winslow's when someone said, "Hey!" Nora was standing on the sidewalk in her large black coat and her clunky black boots. On her head was a bright yellow knitted hat pulled low over her ears. Nora had big black eyes and black hair that poked out beneath the hat at particular angles. She looked rather like a bumblebee, Louie thought. "What are you doing with that thing?" Nora asked. "What thing? You mean Winslow?" "What's a Winslow?" "That's his name, Winslow. He's a donkey, and his name is Winslow." "The one that's gonna die?" "He's not going to die." "Don't be so sure." Nora took a couple of steps toward the porch, tentative steps, as if expecting something to jump out at her, or scold her, or send her away. "Want to hold him?" "Nah. Why would I want to do that?" "'Cause he's really soft." "Nah." "Bah, bah, bah." "Oh," Nora said. "It makes a noise?" She had smiled automatically, and then caught herself and removed her smile. Winslow raised his nose in the air, smelling the air around this visitor. Within the blanket, his legs pedaled. "He's squiggling," Nora observed. "I think he wants to get down on the ground, but I don't know. It might be too cold for him." Nora was now standing at the bottom of the porch steps. You could try it, maybe. You could set him down on this shoveled part and see what happens. Maybe. If you want to, or not. Louie unwrapped the blanket and set spindly Winslow down. He wobbled his long legs, bending this way and that, until he managed to stand upright. Winslow turned toward Nora and took 2 steps, stopped, tottered, and then stumbled the rest of the way. He leaned against her, nudging her boots, until Nora leaned down and patted Winslow's head. "I think he likes you," Louie said. Nah. She patted Winslow again. "You think?" "Nah. Donkeys just do that. Donkeys just do that, I bet. Stumbling at anybody." Maybe. "Well, I gotta go. Here, you better wrap him up again. You know what I bet?" "What?" "I bet you could let him run around out inside the house. I mean, like upstairs instead of the basement if you put diapers on him." Louie winced. "Diapers?" "Yeah, I heard about some lady who did that with a lamb, so it doesn't stink up your house or make a mess." "Diapers?" "Yeah, diapers. I gotta go." Louie watched her leave in her big black coat and boots and that bright yellow hat. Want to see if he uses the diapers. All right, that's chapter 11.
Please stand for the American flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To remain standing for the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.